All right, so move on to the next segment. I'll be sharing my thoughts on Floyd Mayweather returning back to the sport of boxing. So, the news broke Friday evening that Floyd Mayweather is returning back to the sport of boxing professionally, following his exhibition that he will have against Mike Tyson this spring. Floyd Mayweather has true intentions to return back to the professional ranks in the sport of boxing this upcoming summer. Wow. Wow. It, you never know what you're going to get nowadays in the sport of boxing. Money talks. To tell you guys the truth, I think there's only one reason why Floyd Mayweather is coming out of boxing. And I think he's truthfully ran out of money. Or he's getting to that point of running out of money. And I love Floyd Mayweather. He is the reason why I fell in love with the sport of boxing. One of my favorite fighters of all time. But it is crazy to think he's returning at this point of his life. He turns 49 by the end of the month. Why are you coming back? It only has to be because you ran out of money. I mean, his last professional fight that he had was against Conor McGregor in 2017. If you guys want the honest truth, that should have been a money exhibition. Never should have been a professional fight. But as I digress, his last 3 fights were 10 to 12 years ago. And you could tell in those last 3 fights against Manny Pacquiao, Andre Berto, and Conor McGregor, he was at the end of his time. Father Time had finally caught up to Floyd Mayweather. He was not moving around the boxing ring well. His legs weren't really strongly underneath him. He wasn't the same pretty boy Floyd or Money Mayweather that dominated the sport. I just don't see the point of a comeback. But since he is coming back, there's 3 options on the table. Option A would be Manny Pacquiao. I think there is some unfinished business between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. Whether boxing fans want to see it or not, I really don't. But I think there's unfinished business here because the writing was on the wall last year where Manny Pacquiao came back for his first professional fight in over 4 years to fight Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight title. Now, there was some rumors and speculation going on. If Manny Pacquiao won the title from Mario Barrios last summer, that he would defend his title against Floyd Mayweather that would come back professionally. Now, I see the writing on the wall here. Floyd has an exhibition against Mike Tyson this spring. Manny Pacquiao has an exhibition this spring. If both look good, I think we could see a rematch between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao in the summer of 2026. And I think when they fought each other the first time in 2015, we got that a little too late. We should have got that 3 to 4 years before that fight happened. But I think that's a real possibility. Now, option B would be Rolly Romero. Now, Rolly Romero and Floyd Mayweather actually have history with each other. Floyd Mayweather signed Rolly Romero under Mayweather Promotions to give Rolly Romero his first big break in the sport. And right now, Rolly Romero is currently the WBA welterweight champion at the welterweight division. Floyd's most comfortable weight class in his career is arguably the welterweight division. And he could tie the record. He could be looking to tie the record to possibly become the oldest world champion in boxing history, joining Bernard Hopkins at 49 years of age to become the oldest world champion in the sport. Easy pickings if you're Floyd trying to take the title away from Rolly Romero at welterweight. And option C, that's a wild card and an absolute reach. But option C is Gervonta Davis. That's a reach, but Floyd would have to get a big payday to really come back professionally. If he's coming back, right? A fight with Gervonta Davis with the PBC would sell. Whether y'all want to say it or not, that fight would actually sell. Because Floyd helped Gervonta Davis grow tremendously in the sport to become the next big star. What would happen if Floyd Mayweather permanently took Gervonta Davis out of the sport for good? Because Tank is clearly in and out of the sport. Probably only wants one more big payday. That could be a big payday that Tank is looking for. Easy pickings against his former mentor in Floyd Mayweather. And there's history there because Floyd used to help Tank up the ranks in the sport with Mayweather Promotions. Tank wanted to break away from Floyd. That was like a toxic marriage that finally split apart and they went their own ways. But I think that's a big fight that could sell. And that would have to happen at welterweight. And I think Tank would have no problem putting on that weight to fight Floyd Mayweather at welterweight. Now, those are the only fights I could see Floyd Mayweather doing professionally. Again, option A, Manny Pacquiao. Option B, Rolly Romero. Go after the weakest link at welterweight champions wise to do something that would be mentioned with the greats, becoming the oldest world champion in boxing history with Bernard Hopkins, doing it at the same age that Bernard did at 49 years of age. And option C, against Gervonta Davis, because you're going to come back at this point, being removed for 8 years professionally. You got to come back for a big payday. And I think he would love to do business with his former protege in Gervonta Davis. That last one is a reach, but the first one, two, I really can see happening. But let's see what happens. I don't think Floyd is definitely getting in there with a guy like Devin Haney. I don't think he's getting in there with a guy like Shakur, Ryan Garcia. That ain't happening. Or Keyshawn Davis, that ain't happening. He's going to go after somebody he thinks he can pick apart and look good doing it. And again, Rolly and Tank are two fighters that he knows better than anybody else because they've trained in his gym. He's properly groomed them to be big stars in the sport. I really see these things happening. But those are my thoughts on Floyd Mayweather coming back professionally back to the sport of boxing.